never know. Time. Look, these guys spent 12 years making their film. Timing is bizarre, and so you just got to keep pushing these balls up the hill.
Right over there.
Hi, my name's Alex. My question is, do you think the content is going more specific off NBC, ABC, CBS? Because like Lifetime, this one is on that. Shows like True Blood on HBO, Battlestar Galactica on Sci-Fi, well-written programs that I think wouldn't work on an NBC, CBS, or Fox affiliate. So do you think that that more would help you get your project into or in the hands of the people that might be able to know how to produce it? Because I really don't think True Blood or even BSG would work on your major networks.
Well,
Again, Bobby also. Would an NBC pick up a Prayers for Bobby?
They're also not doing movies anymore. I mean, that's the.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
But even that, in the series world, and we're hoping that we're going to be part of the revitalization of the TV movie business. I mean, that's predominantly my background. I've been through 20-some TV movies. That said, I always say know your buyer. The networks are in the broadcast business. They cast a wide net. It's called the entire country. They're commercial driven. They're revenue driven. They're owned by publicly traded companies. They have shareholders. There are all kinds of issues, FCC regulations, etc. The cable networks, you have basic and then you have pay cable. Basic cable network is somewhat commercial sponsored, and they get a little premium from the cable services that carry them. The Showtimes and the HBOs of the world, they are driven by their subscribers. They make movies to satisfy the subscribers. They don't deal with commercials. They don't deal with product sponsors. They deal with their subscribers, and the subscribers vote on the programming based on whether or not they pay next month's bill or whether they add the network or they drop the network. In the series world, again, you look at the hit series that are out there. Those series are driven by the creators of those series. They're driven by the stars of those series. Whether it's CSI or whether it's West Wing. West Wing was built as a vehicle for Rob Lowe when it first started. Again, I get back to talent, something that we talk about constantly. We would have loved to have made Prayers for Bobby with you for every obvious reason out there. There are people in our community that are known for the Tony Scotts, the Michael Bays, that have their signature properties, their signature profile. It doesn't mean that that's all that they make. But if you have a horror film, you have to make a decision. Is your film first and foremost a horror film, or is it a gay film and it's a genre picture?
Guys, we have only time for one more very brief question.
I just had mostly a comment, and thank you all so much for this wonderful panel. And I feel that being in LA, doing the Prop 8 and all that, that I think and historically, a lot of the younger people haven't had the same drama to get to where they are today in the gay films. And I think, Prayers like Bobby, I think, like, when you say the gays don't show up, it's like, well, we're kind of at home raising kids and going to see, Disney films. And I think that Prayers like Bobby, even though Prop 8 kind of turned religious because of the whole Mormon churching in and dumping millions against us, that it was just really important to have a movie like Prayers for Bobby because it encompasses, it's a story. It's a story of a mother and a parent and a child, and to be able to, because a lot of people don't understand the gay world and they have all these other images of the radical films, which were really important, and now there's this whole other image of people that are just families and raising kids and wanting to get married and live life and, have equal rights like everybody else.
We made a definitive decision because we had an opportunity to do it independently originally,
Right.
and then when Lifetime came to us to say, look, there's an actor's strike here in production in 8 weeks, we said, well, firstly, the living rooms around the country, the people who need to see this movie, we'll all go naturally, and the gay audience will embrace this film, I'm certain, but it's the whole other audience,
Right.
that needs to see a movie that's
Right.
as accessible as this
These
film.
are the people that need to see the films so that other things start, like this is the radical film to someone, in the Midwest, we're all kind of from the coast, which are radical anyway, and
But there's one panelist missing up here.
yeah,
That one panelist is Mr. Luck or Mrs. Luck.
yes,
Okay?
exactly.
And I'm going to speak on behalf of
Yeah.
Mrs. Luck. Okay? There's no way in the world after a 12-year journey and 4 network sales and 4 stars and everything we've been through, 30-some drafts of the script, that we ever could have predicted Proposition 8. Okay? So opportunity meets preparedness.
The same thing can be said about milk, too.
Absolutely.
The pressing nature
Perfect
of milk
time-
after
perfect
a long,
timing,
winding
perfect
road on
timing.
that project.
So,
too, yeah.
so Prop 8 happens, and all of a sudden the luck card is played. It makes or breaks you. It's like Collateral Damage, I think, if my memory is correct, was supposed to open the week after September 11th. Nobody went to the movies, let alone a movie about terrorists and blowing up buildings, all right? Luck is a huge factor. Every step of the way, this is a high-risk industry. You must be able to recognize good luck when it hits you in the head. You've got to grab on for dear life, and you've got to make the most of it. So for us as a community, with everything that we're all talking about with Prop 8 and our rights being questioned everywhere, we have an obligation to leave this room and to text and email and get on the phone with everybody that we know and say, if you're going out on Saturday night, make sure you TiVo prayers for Bobby so that the rating registers. If you're home, you have an obligation to grab your 9-year-old child because it's lifetime friendly, or your grandmother, or your next door neighbor, or your pastor, your priest, or your rabbi, and say, sit down and watch this with us so we can dialogue about this. Because that's what this is, that's why we're all here. We're at this forum about gay and lesbian content because it matters most to us. Down the block, there's another forum going on about black filmmakers. And over there, there's a forum about, another storyline. This is our opportunity, be it Milk, be it Prayers, be it other programs and other films that all of us collectively are involved with that are of the moment, that we have to show up. We have an obligation. If we fail each other and we fail ourselves. So this is a good thing, Prop 8, that happened for us in relation to our artistic endeavors. It's a perfect
Get
thing.
something good out of it. So on that note, good luck to all of you, and let's have a hand for our
Thank you very much.
Thank you.